friends, Sky here again from Sphygmus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I want to take a moment and share an idea and a kind of a term that I've coined for helping my training partners and I train in safety and hopefully elevating our technique and our ability to find the jiu-jitsu in all of our training. So I don't know about some of you, but I myself have experienced various injuries throughout the last 10 years plus of my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training, as well as wrestling and other things prior to that. Now, only one of those has actually remained with me. I've got a rib that isn't exactly in the same place that it used to be, and so it actually bothers me when I lay on my stomach or whatever. I can feel it. It's a reminder, a constant reminder that injuries, they don't help us continue forward. We can learn a lot of great lessons from them, and a lot of times we can heal from them, but not always. And regardless, injuries prevent us from training, and we want to train, so that's not a desirable thing. Now, I'm also a medical professional, so I have a vested interest in trying to both stay healthy and keep other people healthy as well. So what I'm going to share with you is, again, an idea that I've developed training with my own partners, and I think it's worth consideration. So here it is. I call it the 10-second tap. I especially love sharing this with people who come to visit my gym and who want to participate with us. It's hard to know who you're rolling with and what their view on safety is, and I have a pretty low threshold of tolerance for aggressive behavior on the mat that leads to injuries, right? So anyway, the principle is the 10-second tap. The idea is, if you're doing your job and you understand the position you're trying to achieve, you're going for a submission, if you're doing all the things right that you need to do, you should be able to take your time in submitting your partner. It's simple. If, on the other hand, you are rushing, you're looking for things that aren't really there, you're jumping the gun and taking opportunities before they've arrived, that is the space wherein people get hurt. So I also see that frequently people wind up attempting a lot of submissions and then really never making anything out of it. They exhaust themselves by exerting a ton of energy, and either they miss it entirely, their partner gets out of it, or they do catch something prematurely. People aren't ready, they're not ready, their partner's not ready, and they wind up injuring their partner. Again, that's kind of what happened in my case as well, right? So, one of the ways we can avoid this and elevate our learning and our technique and we can add more jiu-jitsu into how we're training is this 10-second tap. What that means is, from the time you find yourself in the position to attempt a submission, you should be stable enough to have a 10 count, basically, right? 10 full seconds to slowly increase the tension or the pressure or whatever it is you're doing to submit your partner. And in a slow fashion, you gradually increase the intensity until at that 10th second, that would be the full tap, and either a person would tap or injury would occur. Now, the reason we do this is because sometimes people don't know their own strength, but they also don't know where their body's at in space. Especially the younger or the more inexperienced the partner, the easier it is for them not to be aware of just how stuck they might really be. So when we take our time, we allow them to discover for themselves where they are, to discover for themselves if they have an escape, if they have an attempt to somehow reverse the position. It gives them a chance to discover how their body responds with the normal pain signals that let them know there's an issue, right? And so by second 2, 3, 4, 5, they're starting to feel what's going on, right? And this becomes a dialogue between partners. I'm letting my partner know I'm increasing the severity, I'm increasing the intensity, but they're also responding to me by trying to escape. They're letting me know how they're doing. The idea is I give them ample time to communicate to me where they're at. And my responsibility is to not let them get hurt, because I need them again for the next submission I'm gonna try. And they need to be submitted and they need to learn as well, right? And so this allows them time to process information, and that is where learning occurs. On our part, we're able to be careful and identify weaknesses. If I can't sit in the position, but for 1, maybe 2 seconds, and it's in between positions and we're transitioning, do I really have the position that I need? Am I really doing the techniques the way they could be done with grace and with almost the appearance of ease, right? A lot of times we rush. A lot of times we stop thinking and we start acting, but we need to think first and then train our body to act independently almost, because it's programmed. But that takes time, and it doesn't always require speed. And in fact, speed during the learning process actually, in my opinion, decreases learning. You need to slow down, and you incrementally increase speed as your mastery increases as well. So anyway, the idea is the 10-second tap. If you can't hold on to it for 10 seconds, you should question whether or not you're in the proper position in the first place. And your partner should not be able to just escape and get away. And if they can, the submission's not really the issue. It's what you're doing to set yourself up for a successful submission. That's a position question. That's a lot of other things. Herein lies the jiu-jitsu, the body mechanics. All the stuff you really want, it's all in time. So slow down, take your time, don't injure yourself or other partners. Your learning is going to increase. Your understanding of your techniques is going to increase. Partners are going to love rolling with you because you give them a chance to not only avoid injury, but they will get better because they get to learn where they can escape, when they can escape, and when they can't. That improves their game, it improves your game, it improves everybody's game. So go out there and feel the jiu-jitsu. We'll be back soon.